Okay, left to right here, we have Kayla McBride, Natalie Achonwa, and Jewell Loyd. So, again, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you, and we'll get started.
Kayla, Doug Feinberg, the AP. Just talk about the job Coach has done this year with you guys. I mean, obviously the team's a little different than it's been in the past, but what she's brought to this program this year.
I think that the biggest thing Coach brings to this team is her competitiveness. I think she doesn't let us settle. It doesn't matter what the score of the game was, doesn't matter what the score of the game is. I think she's always pushing us, and that's something that we needed with this team. I think we had to find our identity, and I think with her competitive nature and the way she pushed us, we were able to find that.
Corralo, South Bend Tribune. Natalie, can you talk about the inside game, just what Oklahoma State does? It could be a challenge for you guys.
I mean, the biggest thing for them is their rebounding. I know a couple of their players have had 15 rebounds, 20 rebounds the last couple games. So it's just about how we're going to box out and how we're going to execute on defense and make sure that we're keeping them off the glass and only allowing them one shot.
Tom Coyne, Associated Press. Kayla, you talked about the team identity. What do you think it is, and how did it develop this season?
What is team identity? I would say this team is very passionate and fast-paced. I think that when we're playing at our pace, that's when we're our best, which is whether it's defensively, offensively. I think that it's something that took a while to develop, and I think it's something that's still going to continue to develop because I think we're, like I said, we're always pushing each other, but I think we're definitely fast-paced and, yeah, in everything that we do. It's a hard question.
Jewell, can you talk about the transition game, just what you guys needed to fix from the Arizona State game where you had some turnovers and some problems with it?
Right, definitely just boxing out, going back to the fundamentals, being able to grab the ball in his push. I think Ace does a really good job of outletting the ball to our point guards and running. At times when we play so fast, you're going to have turnovers, but the way we in the second half focused on making sure we didn't have turnovers was very key for us. And Lindsay Alley does a good job of making sure that she doesn't want to turn the ball over, so she made sure that she protected the ball.
For all three of you guys, what's it like now? I mean, you're playing at home in the regional semis, potentially the finals. What's it like being here with such importance on these games?
I know at the very beginning of the season, one of our goals was to protect home court. So adding that goal that we had at the very beginning of the year, plus on top of a Sweet 16 game, just gives us that much more motivation to want to win. I know as a senior and a fellow with Kayla and Ariel, I know we don't want to go out, especially not at home. So that adds that, once again, adds that motivation. I think just being at home and being in front of our fans and having that green, and when you look up in the gym and having that clover above you is going to be really great for us to have that extra motivation and want to come out and play good basketball, Notre Dame basketball.
Well, you don't want to let anyone come into your own house and take anything from you, so we're definitely focused on protecting our home floor.
And like Ace said, I think it's just a sense of comfort, but also a sense of protection. As a senior, I don't want to go out losing on my home court, and I know Ace and Ariel feel the same way. But it's also a feeling of comfort. I think when you look out and you see green in the stands, that's always a good feeling.
Jewell, you'll probably spend some time guarding Tiffany Bias. Can you just talk a little bit about that challenge? And also, could you talk about how you've improved as a defender this season?
Yeah, Tiffany Byers is a really good guard, good athlete. She's really fast, and I think our biggest thing is making sure we stay in front of the ball and just really kind of make sure that she knows that we're in front of her and we're there. I think that's the biggest thing. And me as a defender, I think it's just more kind of taking just more pride in my defense. And I don't like getting scored on. I don't think any of us like getting scored on. So just taking that in consideration and knowing that I want to be the best defender because I think our defense motivates our offense.
Other questions?
Kayla, can you talk a little bit about the defensive identity of this team, just how you guys have embraced the challenge of facing great scorers, whether it's Maggie Lucas or whoever?
Well, I think we have a great coaching staff who has us ready. I think they put in so many hours in finding out what the opponent's going to be doing. So it's our job to go out and do it on the court. But I would just say that I think that we rise to the challenge when we need to. I think we take a lot of pride in being the best on every possession and not settling and not letting people be comfortable. And I think when you look at Maggie Lucas and other players that we've played against, we just have to bring that every night, and it's going to happen against Oklahoma State. They have a lot of good guards, Tiffany Bias, and you know, it's just something that we have to take pride in.
Natalie, the three of you had, I think, 66 of your team's points against Arizona State. Can you continue to do that and win in the tournament? Where you guys score like 2/3 of the team's points.
I think the hardest thing about guarding our team is that we have so many options. Yeah, in that one game, it might have been 60 of us scored, but I think the previous game, our bench came up and scored more than the starting lineup did. So, I mean, when you have so many options to score, I think that's the hardest part to defend about us. I mean, depending on the day, Kayla will have 30, somebody else will have 20. So, I mean, there's so many options that if we don't have that 60, somebody else will fill that void for us. I think we all step up and rise to the challenge. Mm-hmm.
Kayla, how's this group been able to go through and stay focused throughout this entire season and not get distracted by the so-called noise that's outside in public and the media and all that? How's this group been able to stay so focused every game?
Well, I think this is probably the most mentally tough team that I've been a part of. I think coming in, a lot of people doubted our ability, but we kind of shut that out and just focus on us and focus on what we had to do, how hard we had to work, what we were doing in practice, things like that, the little things, and that's what's made us so successful.
Any more questions?
Jewell, is it frustrating if a team tries to slow you down, or do you guys just say, okay, we've got to figure out another way to deal with that?
It's not necessarily frustrating, just because we were prepared for a lot of things. Coach makes sure that we were prepared, and our seniors been through a lot, so they had the knowledge and wisdom to pass on to us. So when things not necessarily go our way, we definitely huddle up, talk about it, and find a way to execute.
Anything else from anybody?
Kurt, you got another one?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.